So all the indications are that I'm on the right track. Unfortunately, all these other riders don't speak English. Not that I expect them to. Maybe I'm expected to speak Korean. Doesn't matter, we'll get there. G'day mate, how you going? You speak English? No?
Oh.
Right. That's about the most sensible thing I'll get out of them, I think. Actually on my way to see the dentist. I lost a tooth some years ago, and I sold one kidney and had a post put in, and recently I was going to sell the other kidney just to get the tooth itself, although I believe you need at least one kidney, so I don't know, I'll sell some other body organ. But anyway, yeah, I'm on my way to see the dentist. Dentistry in Australia is bloody expensive. Here I can get it done for about half the price, so, and I'm confident in their workmanship. I'm sure the tooth will outlast me. I actually got a crown a couple of years ago when I was in the Philippines. Got it for about a third of the price they would charge in Australia. Yeah, I don't mind prostituting myself out to the lowest bidder. I think my own dentist is going to be pretty cranky when she next looks inside my mouth. She'll know I've been seeing another woman. Hello? Well, I'm just on my way to the official start point for the Four Rivers cycle trail. It's a bit of a journey. It's about 35 kilometres from where I'm staying. I guess I should have been a bit more strategic as far as which hotel I chose, but anyway, that aside. So yeah, I'll get to the start point, have a look around, and then take it from there. I'll tell you what, navigating through a big city like Seoul is not easy. Well, it's not so much that navigation's not easy, it's just time consuming. So many intersections, so many red lights. And I'll give one thing to the Korean population, they're very, very patient and tolerant, because they'll stand on the side of the road for, you know, a minute or two waiting for a green light, even if there is no traffic. I'm not sure whether there are too many other Western societies that would do that. But anyway, I'll get to the start point and take it from there. The other thing is, I'm not sure whether they tolerate cyclists on the road. I haven't seen too many, and I get the death stare every time I try it. Hope I'm not breaking any local culture. So here's an example. That was 90 seconds when I first pulled up, so a minute and a half. In Australia, the cars trigger the lights. Here it doesn't apply. Must be just on a time sequence. You lose a couple of minutes at every junction. I'm breaking rules. I found myself going up to a tollway. I don't think I'm supposed to be here. I'll have to walk back. Well, I'm finally out of the traffic and on a bike path, one that's following, oh, let's call it a canal, and this will take me to the start where I can actually get underway. I'll be happy when today's over, and thankfully, I mean, that'll hopefully be the last of the traffic for the next 633 kilometres at least. I guess I'll know more as the trip progresses. I know I've got to go through towns and the like, and certainly Busan, the finish line, that's Korea's second largest city. So it could be a case of rinse and repeat, but that'll be in a few days' time. Well, there you go, I've finished. We'll just catch the next flight home. If only it was that simple. Might have a look around. That's my navigational helper. They've got these phone booths where you stamp a passport. And I don't know, there's so many cycle paths here within Korea that if you get all 80 stamps or whatever the number is, you get a gold star. I won't be doing that, but I will be stamping my travel log, which I complete every time I go overseas or any cycling trip. I don't know which way is up. There you go, my first stamp. I did it upside down, but anyway, it says 4 rivers. This is the Ara West Sea Lock. So the beginning for me. Only 633 kilometres to go. I can see what I think is the city skyline in the distance. I'll tell you what, I didn't expect the air pollution to the extent that it is. Having said that, I guess I'm a bit naive. Population as big as this and the amount of vehicles that they're running, it's to be expected, but yeah, it's a pretty thick smog up here. It's getting late in the day. Time to start looking for a hotel, a place to stay. I haven't booked anything. I was going to sort of wing it. I've got a couple of apps that help. I guess I'll find out just how accurate and helpful they are. They got something called Love Hotels here in South Korea. I'll explain more about that later. And I don't need anything fancy. Mattress on the floor would do me. But yeah, well, I'm still on the bike path. I've punched something into the GPS. Let's see how we go, eh? I clearly didn't think this through. It's yeah, near on up past dark and I'm still homeless. I never expected to see Seoul's cityscape by night. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. I called into one hotel, they had a room, but at $375 Australian, I said, yeah, nah, yeah, I underestimated this. Well, it's 9 o'clock. I found a place. I've had to do a bit of backtracking, but I found a place nonetheless. $45 Australian. This is alright, it's not quite what I expected. This will do. This will do. Thank goodness that's over. I'm starving and thirsty. Well, I'm morning of day 2. Oh, day 2 on the road at least. Yesterday was a very, very bad day for different reasons. I ended up riding about 116 kilometres, which was far in excess of what I had planned. So yeah, I was going to say it didn't end well. It did, because I found a place to stay. I've made a booking through one of the booking sites for the next place, which is about 66 kilometres away. But I got an email from them that said that they're not going to honour the reservation for some reason. So I'm not quite sure what that's about. But anyway, we'll get underway. At least I know a couple of things. Firstly, it'll be flat, it'll be sealed, and it should be easy to follow. Oh, look at the smog. Seoul's that way behind me. But yeah, look at that. That's yeah, it's very, very bad. That bridge you can see just there, I crossed that last night, late of course, up past dark, with a view of finding the local railway station, because my understanding is there's usually hotels around the railway stations. But anyway, I got there, asked a couple of locals, and in the end I had to backtrack about 4 or 5 kilometres because they said, no, there's nothing up there. So yeah, not happy. So this is all territory that I've covered already, although I covered it in the dark. Nice of them to supply a tunnel. They've got some pretty serious infrastructure in this country. Well, my guess is this used to be the original railway line, hence the tunnel. A much bigger one has been put in, yeah, running parallel to this one, alongside it. Well, here's another one of those phone booths. If you blink, you'll miss it, and I nearly did. I don't know which one it is, it doesn't really matter. It's another stamp in the book. This track is dotted with public toilets, yeah, shops and cafes that, you know, serve coffee and cake and all that sort of stuff. I've done 20 Ks this morning, so I might as well take this opportunity to pull over and have a cup of coffee and a bite to eat. Alright, I don't know which way is up. That's not. Yeah, another one down. I don't know what that means. On. Sometimes the track becomes indistinguishable. Out in the farmland now. I've just taken a detour around that hill. The app I'm using on the GPX file has got a note saying if you want to avoid that hill, then follow this road. It's a bit longer, of course, and when I checked the elevation, it's only 112 metres, so you know it's not steep. But yeah, I'll give it a miss because I know I've got some big climbs later, and I can't avoid them. But I've picked up the path again after that little diversion. There's another phone booth. G'day, how you going? Australia, kangaroo. Interesting. You'll come across these big areas of public space where there are toilets, showers, change rooms, all that sort of stuff. And I've actually seen examples of people wild camping in these sorts of areas for free. Of course, I didn't bring my tent, I'm not self-sufficient. But for those who do, you know, perfect. And quite often they're undercover on a timber platform with a shade sail or something over the top of you. Well, I'm pretty sure this is the hotel. I'm supposed to be booked in. Let's go inside and have a discussion, shall we, about why they've refused to accept the reservation.
TV power,
TV, yep.
aircon power,
Right, yes.
okay, night,
Ah, okay,
okay.
yep.
여기 touch power,
Okay.
okay.
Fridge. Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's great.
Sleeping bed, hot control,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Very nice. Great. Thank you.
Drinks are free.
All drinks are.
Coffee, water,
Ah.
free. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, isn't this cosy? And now might be a good time to explain everything about these love hotels. Most sons and daughters are expected to stay home until they marry. So for them to have any privacy, they've got to go to places like this. A lot of these places charge by the hour. I mean, you can stay here like a normal hotel as well, which is what I'm doing. But yeah, some actually charge by the hour. So that gives the young folk an opportunity to get together, be intimate, and then go back to their respective places. So yeah, what do you think of this? Eh? Nice. And they usually give you a bit of a show bag full of all bizarre stuff and lotions and creams and condoms. When I made the booking, it didn't indicate that it was a love hotel, but clearly it is. All right. Morning of day three on the road at least. Yesterday I covered 71 kilometres, I think it was. Today should be around about 60. And I booked accommodation again for tonight online. And once again, a little while later, I got this email to say, look, the booking's been cancelled. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. I won't mention the booking site, doesn't really matter. But anyway, last night, or yesterday, I checked in okay here. They gave me my little welcome pack and gave me the rundown. But then an hour later, he knocked on the door and he was asking to reconfirm my name and the booking number. I don't think they're going to get paid for last night, personally. But it probably got all too hard with the language barrier. So I'll see what happens this evening, I'm curious. So yeah, 60 kilometres today. A couple of things I'll note along the way, but nothing to get too wound up around the axles over. I bumped into a French couple about my age, a bit younger maybe, yesterday, and I asked whether they were camping or living in motels. They had all the gear and they were camping everywhere, so they didn't have any difficulty finding a place to sleep. Because I was going to ask them how they go about booking accommodation, because clearly it's complicated, or it is for me. Yeah, see, this is typical of a campground. I'm not sure if they got access to power. I'm not sure if they pay a fee. But yeah, the idea is you erect your tent on those platforms. I don't know how you go if you don't have a self-supporting tent, if you need pegs to keep it upright.
Register at upallnight.org.au and start.
I think whoever created this GPX file must have had a sense of humour, because at the end of this crossing here, he's written the WTF ramp, I think it is. Reckons you're definitely going to have to get off and walk. Now, of course, when I've read that, I'm thinking, how bad can it be? I'm sure we'll find out in a few minutes.
Restaurant spend stupid amounts of money, and you're just like, I'm never gonna eat at this to experience such.
Ah,
No one gets crazy.
this GPX file has been written in reverse. So, although it does say this, it does say there, steep slope ahead, 21%. So maybe I'm still in. G'day. Maybe I'm still in for a treat. Definitely got to walk down. 21%. Oh. Oh, I think I might have dodged the bullet. I think. on a small island, Gangchon Island. Must be a bit of a holiday island, I think. Probably gets busy during school holidays and the like. Not a lot going on now. But yeah, my guess is it's all for camping and recreation. It's October at the moment. It's their autumn. And I'll be here for most of the month. I do believe it can get quite cold quite quickly, so I want to leave South Korea before the end of the month, first couple of days of November maybe. But I've been blessed with good weather so far. No rain in sight either for the next few days. Cool temperatures, perfect cycling conditions. They have got some really serious infrastructure. Here's an observation, and I don't know why I've thought of it. I was actually reflecting on some of the other travels I've done overseas. I've cycled, toured extensively through Southeast Asia and some other parts of the world, but I was just thinking I haven't seen a cemetery. I'm not quite sure how they bury their dead. I might have to do a bit of a Google search on that and find out, because, you know, covering the distance that I have, and I'm out in the bush now in the rural areas, but yeah, I've not seen one gravestone. Okay. I don't think he's supposed to be there somehow. No! That's about the most Korean thing I think I've seen on this trip. I'm just at one of their roadside stops for a break and a bite to eat, because I thought it was timely. Korean noodles. I guess this would be a staple for some people. Alright, I just bumped into a group of four, two couples who were travelling together, and asked them whether they camp or hotels. And they're from Germany, but one of their English was pretty good. And she said, no, forget about that. She said, use the Kakao app. That's their version of Google. Google Maps doesn't work well in this country for some reason. And they've got one called Kakao, which is very detailed. And she said, if you can find a hotel on there, just go there, because all the ones they've tried, and they've been in country 10 days, all the ones they've tried have never been booked out. So pick a hotel that you like and just go knocking on their door. So I'll see how I go today, but after today I might have to apply that theory, I think. I think I can. There was a sign back there that said 8% slope. I always struggle with those. I don't really know how steep that is, but it did say it was for about 600 or 700 metres. This is on one of the few occasions you actually share the road with vehicles, although it's a pretty quiet road, so I don't feel threatened by getting cleaned up by a bus or a truck like you can in Southeast Asia. Whew, I'm glad that's over. G'day mate, how you going? I guess the first bridge closest to us would have been the old highway. Whew. And as the population grew, they needed a bigger highway, so they just added one behind it. entering town, which should be my destination for today. I've only got a couple of kilometres to go. And we'll see how we go with this check-in procedure again. I think that must be a golf driving range. I've seen a few of them around. Obviously they don't have the real estate for a golf course here, so maybe that's as close as they're going to get. Well, I've effectively checked in. I've got the right place. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what's going on, but after tomorrow I'll use that Kayako, whatever it is, app, because by the sound of that, it's probably more effective. Yeah, anyway, I've got a bed for the night, that's the main thing. I'm not really sleeping on a park bench. Windows 7. Oh, very nice. Yeah, I love South Korea. This cost about, I don't know, $45, I guess. So, yeah, in the overall scheme of things, it's pretty good value.
Turn left, then turn right.
I've entered some sort of theme park thing. Obviously a very strong cycling culture.
황금대! 둘이서 황금대!
Well, morning of day 4. Yeah, today I'm going to catch a bus, and I don't feel guilty about that. I'm on holiday for start, but yeah, there's a couple of huge peaks between here and destination, and for the sake of $10 Australian, I thought, you know what, take the bus. Could I climb those hills? Yeah, probably. Would I enjoy it? Probably not. And it's mentioned often that yeah, these are ball breakers. So I'll catch the bus. It leaves at 10:10. I don't know how long it'll take me to where I'm going. It's just, all I want to do is get over the hills, and after that I'll get back in the saddle. 13%. That sounds steep. I don't want to get off and push. The only disadvantage with this trailer is if you do have to push, you're pulling the mass, you're dragging it behind you. Whereas if you've got panniers, you're pushing the mass, if that makes any sense. So yeah, getting off and walking is my last alternative. I want to try and avoid that at all costs. G'day mate. Oh. I don't know how far it is to go. You hope that the next bend is the end of it. We can't really afford to stop.